Welcome to Hockey Nights in Vegas. My name is Eddie Rivkin. I am joined by Hockey Canada General Manager of the Future, Sarina Taylor. This episode, like all the others, is brought to you by Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever, www.agelessforever.net. He's my doc, and he probably should be your doc, so you can look as good as I do. I don't know any other better plug than that.
Look as good as he does. That'd be a pretty good plug.
Yeah, stop. Just stop.
Well, you don't disagree. He's a good-looking guy, muscular, attractive.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to look like him? Who doesn't want to look?
Yeah,
like
well,
I want to look like him.
Bald with a beard.
Maybe not the bald part.
Normally start out with a joke or something that pisses me off, but I think we have to talk about what happened in Alberta yesterday.
Oh God. Ugh.
I mean, the hockey world is a family, and I mean, you're Canadian and you went through this a few years ago and it was much worse, but 3 young men from the Southern Alberta Mustangs, J.J. Wright, Cameron Casorso, and Caden Fine passed away. A really tragic accident. Again, we don't know yet, but it certainly smells like a drunk driving kind of thing, or somebody fell asleep in the wheel and veered off, and the kids never had a chance. They're babies.
Yeah. Well, when we went through it in Humboldt, Saskatchewan is its own little thing. And I'm not going to pretend to understand what they're going through in Alberta, but it was really tough in Saskatchewan. It hits a lot harder. Obviously you're right. There was a lot, and a similar thing. Fortunately, I don't think anybody died in the accident, but I don't know if you remember when Robin Regeer was playing in the NHL, he was in a similar accident in Saskatchewan that shattered both of his legs. Right. It was the same thing coming up. And, for people that aren't familiar with the grid roads up there's a lot of hills and there are grid roads. And I don't know what this one was, on a grid road or a highway or whatever, but with Regeer, they were coming over a grid road. It was in the summer in the off season, and there was a collision and it broke his legs, and he came back and played hockey, which is, I don't think enough people talk about that, but I'm sure he's counting his blessings every day, because it could have easily been him as it is these families. And one of those kids is from Alabama.
Yeah. 2 of them from Kamloops. One of them from Birmingham, Alabama. That would be Caden Fine. Just a tragedy.
I
mean, just young kids. I mean, who knows how far they would have went, but they've been, the 2 kids from Kamloops have been playing in that association for 10, 11, 12 years. I mean, this was, they were homegrown kids.
Well, Kamloops is in BC, and this is a Southern Alberta junior hockey league, but it's still the same shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff is really hard for me. I don't do well with it at all.
Well, we just hope, we know they're not in pain anymore. We wish the best for their families.
Yeah.
Parents aren't supposed to bury their kids.
Oh my God.
It's, not how it's supposed to go. But on a brighter note, you want to know who pissed me off last week?
Ooh, I have a few ideas, but I'm going to let you go ahead.
Okay.
Get ready, Mateus.
If you watch the podcast, you know that I'm okay with smacking little kids for the 6-7 dance and kids for being stupid, but I allow them a little bit of slack when it comes to holding up the signs in the warm-ups. Rock, scissors, paper for a puck, or it's my birthday, or Mitch, you're my favorite, or I'm willing to allow them. I mean, the parents pay really good money for those kids to be able to get down to the glass, and for most of them, it's as close to an NHL player as they'll probably ever get. Now, listen, at the last home game, and I just was so slow to the uptake, I wanted to have a picture for Bjorn to put up during when I talked about this. An elderly woman. I mean, I'm old. She's elderly. Holding up a sign, says, "Today would have been my husband's 67th birthday. Can I have a puck in his memory?" Lady, you got to get a fucking life here. I mean, come on. She was easily in her 70s. She was a frail older woman, right next to a 4-year-old. and a 5-year-old dangling a Twizzler trying to get a puck. Come on. I don't know why. Maybe it's senior abuse. Maybe it's just locking in my ticket to hell, which was locked in years ago, if you know me. But this is absurd. Let the kids have their moment, right? It's like when you see the video of a home run ball in baseball and an older person steals the ball from a young kid, right? That person should be thrown over the rail. Grandma should not be allowed at the rail. Let the kids have the biscuits.
I wasn't quite as triggered as you were. However, I've also, over the years, I feel like it's super fucking annoying when these kids are down there, they're giving out candy for a puck. And
that never happened when we were kids, right?
But because one fucking player did it a few years ago, now they're all. So now.
All right, who was it?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, we have to find out because he's getting it next week.
Right, but I'm like, all these kids are down there, they're getting their hopes crushed because they're like, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, every kid on the fucking planet is doing this. It's my birthday. I have seen kids, this is the God's honest truth, hold up those signs when it was not their birthday.
Of course.
And I'm like,
fuckers.
This is unbelievable. I don't really want to spend too much more time on this because it's so stupid.
I do like the one where the one kid said, "You can have my hot mom for a puck."
Yeah, that's okay. If it's clever.
If it's clever and fun, he was a little 6-year-old, 7-year-old pawning off his mom. Now, we never found out if the mom was hot, but I give the kid all the points in the world for credibility.
Some of the funny things I've seen, like there was someone, I saw a sign one time, my dad and I were talking on the phone at watching a game and it popped up and someone was holding it. It was like, "Hey, Yager," because Yager was still playing. And there's like, "My grandma's single." Like it was it's just hilarious.
That's great.
Right. It was hilarious. We were crying. We're like, this is the clever shit, but stop letting your kids go down there with a big sign because they're just going to get heartbroken because the players are not doing it anymore. Because if they do it for one, they're going to do it to the 25 others that are right beside that kid.
And if they don't, their fucking parents are going to get on Facebook and call them cocksuckers.
Totally.
Tell them they're the worst human beings. And
then they'll blame Adin Hill like it's his fault somehow.
And then ultimately, Adin Hill was the one who said, "Don't give any pucks to the little fuckers."
Poor guy.
Hey, Bjorn, is my brand new sippy cup looking good on camera? We have a new color.
I like the white.
We like the white better than
the white.
I got a red, a white, and the black with the silver. So we got some swag. But this one looks pretty good, right?
I like the white. It's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you one, but that wasn't the surprise.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh my God.
You're sick. You don't get the surprise.
Oh my God. I was bad. It was bad. You can still hear it. Yeah.
So no, I'll make reservations for the surprise for the watch party in March.
Okay.
So the de facto trade line's coming up. Bodies are starting to move around a little bit. The Olympic break trade deadline. The big story's got to be Panarin, right?
Yeah.
He's got a full no trade in New York. He's 34 years old. He's asking for 4 years at a minimum of $11 million a year. Now, Kelly McCrimmon's been known to be in on every shiny object. Kelly McCrimmon ain't in on Panarin.
Oh, there's no room.
No, but there's just been a bunch of stuff this morning because I can't help myself reading the rags. I don't think he said this, but it was published that he would go to Edmonton as a rental.
Panarin
to chase the cup.
Oh.
Okay. But besides the absurdity of that, what in the world is Edmonton going to have to give back to?
Well, that's the thing that they're
it has to be absurd, right? It has to be
right.
Clickbait.
That's the thing.
I fell for it.
Yeah, because who's going to pick up Panarin on a rental? Because they're going to have to give something, right? Like I can't think of a team off the top of my head that's in a situation where they could be like, okay, we're going to give this XYZ just to get Panarin because we're a Stanley Cup contender.
You know? I mean, it doesn't math out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but there's a lot of wiggling. There's a lot of positioning going on. Most of the really big names are signed extensions, Mitch.
Yeah.
So they were talking about this free agent period, July 1st, and the trade deadline this year kind of being duds, I feel like there's a blockbuster brewing somewhere, and I don't know where, right? I kind of feel like, well, he was my star of the day. Last week he was my punching bag, so this week let's just put him back on star status. I feel like Bill Guerin's trying to do something really big. I feel like he's missing a 2C. He's missing. I feel like he's got all his chips in the middle. He's got a little bit of money right now. I feel like I just feel like there's something percolating. The contenders, none of them really have cap space.
Yeah.
Except Steve Yzerman in Detroit, who has $55 million in cap space and has 19 of the 21 draft picks in the next 3 years. Right? 7 rounds each. Yeah. He has 19 of the 21 picks going forward, and he's got all the money in the world. And, I mean, if you watch the podcast, you know I'm a fucking Red Wings homer. They shut out Colorado in Colorado last night after getting boat raced Saturday afternoon. The Yzer plan's got to happen. He's got to make a move for Robert Thomas or Justin Falk, or
maybe, but Detroit's not a cup contender, so I don't know if he's going to be in a hurry.
He has to be. This is 7 years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he might not take a loaner. He's probably looking for somebody. Term. Right, exactly. Because, I don't honestly know. He's a smart dude, and he never says anything.
No.
And he did a lot of good in Tampa.
He built that.
Yeah, and he just... Yeah, I don't know. He's quiet. He's quiet. Everybody knows Kelly's going to make a move at some point here and there all the time during the year, whatever. But with Stevie Wonder, I'm not sure what he's going to do. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't see him. I could be wrong, but I don't see him going, let me take a guy like Panarin.
No.
It's a waste.
No. They've got so many young kids in the pipeline now, and so many kids, even with the big club, who are still in their 20s. They have to get to the playoffs.
You know what I think? It wouldn't surprise me if he went after a guy like Mark Scheifele. He went after a guy like that. Not saying Mark Scheifele, but
of that stature.
Yeah, and Winnipeg is going to have to make a move because they're just dog shit. And so, but to get a guy like Scheifele, you're going to have to give something up.
And he's got anything that...
Yeah, but...
if Winnipeg wants picks, he's got picks. If they want prospects, Grand Rapids had the best 32-game start in the history of the AHL. They're stacked in... Yeah. They're the antithesis of the Golden Knights.
But Winnipeg's not in a rebuild right now.
Right. So they're probably going to want a roster player and a near NHL-ready kind of prospect.
I was talking to Dave Basigio, the director of scouting for Seattle, and he said it to me perfectly. When we were talking about prospects and teams and all this kind of stuff, he goes, you just have to be shitty at the right times.
Yeah.
San Jose was shitty at the right time. They got Celebrini. Chicago was shitty at the right time. They got Bedard. But he goes, when we were trying to pick, or, things like that, you got to be shitty at the right times. Detroit hasn't been shitty. They haven't been shitty enough to get a good pick.
They've been too close.
Yeah, they've been,
right.
And so that's where it's always interesting. And you got to have the good, like, when Shane Wright that year, I think Slafkovsky was picked first overall.
Shane Wright was second or third.
Yeah. And
he's on the block. Seattle said, we're done with this kid.
Yeah, it's a weird, there's some years where the guys like this upcoming draft is going to be good. There's 3 really good picks that could go first overall. So, yeah, you just got to be shitty at the right time. Detroit's probably never going to be shitty. They're just never. It's like Vegas. They're never going to get a good draft pick unless they trade for one because they're never going to be shitty.
And that's why that goes back to what we talked about last episode. First round picks are, they're like diapers to Kelly. They're like, I'm going to get a proven commodity. You take the flyer. Last night, Peyton Krebs scored the game-winning goal. He has 7. Okay. The only Golden Knights player, first-round draft pick that they traded who's amounted to really anything is Nick Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, Brandstrom, all the other ones, they're meandering in third line, fourth line. Acquire
Skovsky.
Yeah, acquire acquire Eichel, acquire Pacioretty. They've gotten proven commodities. Their system is a disruptor system, the Golden Knights, but Kelly seems to prove its veracity and its success, every single year. I think there's one more day till they have to lock out the trades. Maybe it won't be for the Olympic break, but before the trade line, somebody big's going somewhere, and we're not going to see it coming.
We never do. Everyone's like, oh, Panarin's going to go to fucking San Jose. I'm like, no, he won't, because they were already talking about it. It never happens like that. It's just always so blindsided.
So speaking of the Olympics, the injury list is starting to pile up.
Oh, yeah.
Cirelli from Tampa.
Fuck yeah, babe. Let's go. Sam Bennett is a fucking nail gun for Canada, and I'm so excited. He should have been on that roster. They fucked up in the first place. You know how I feel about Doug Armstrong, but fuck did he make a mistake. It should have been Sam Bennett all along, and everybody said it. He's fucking nails for Canada. Just wait, man. He's going to have a fucking... And Biz, I think, said it best originally. Biz goes, if Sam Bennett being left off this roster originally... He's going to be fucking firing if he gets to go now. He's going to be revved up. Yeah, he's nice.
A little like you when I mentioned Cirelli was out.
Oh,
a little
God,
bit, little bit.
So
fucking
excited when I saw that today.
Got charged up real quick right there.
Not that I obviously don't want anybody to be hurt. It sucks. There's a lot of players from all the countries that just really got banged up ever since. But
Ukko Pekka out.
Yeah.
Replaced by Jonas Korpisalo, also known as Nikolai Habibulin, because we have to get one mention per one Habibulin mention per episode. but the Golden Knights have some bad news on the Olympic front. Jonas Bromberg took a pretty bad hit.
Well,
and if it would have been his whole body, he might have been better off. But the entire brunt of that hip check took his leg out.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was in bad shape. They put him on IR now. That pretty much indicates he ain't going to Milan, in a few days. I mean, and he's just the nicest kid.
Sucks.
Right? I mean, listen, Denmark is probably not going to contend for a medal, but to represent your country, right?
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But
Kayucha's coming up.
What?
Kayucha's coming up.
Yeah, that was this morning, right?
Yeah. Very excited about that.
Yeah, and guess who already panned him coming up? Who already thinks it's a shitty move?
Oh, fuck. Probably some idiot on Facebook.
Lucy Douchey. Remember from a couple episodes? Lucy Douchey. Oh, yeah. Kai. Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
No, literally an hour ago, right? I was doom scrolling through Facebook trying to write my notes for the episode, and I saw the call up, and I just want to see Bruce try to pronounce his name tomorrow night if he scores. That could be some radio gold.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. I don't have it.
Uchas?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Kayuchas.
So
excited. That's my boyfriend's roommate. That's Bonesy's roommate.
Is it really?
Bowman and Kayuchas are roommates. Yeah.
I'm so not going down that rabbit
hole.
No,
how do I know?
Now.
How do I know?
Yes.
I'll tell you how I know.
Please do. So I don't have to ask and look like Uncle Creepy. Please do tell me how you know that.
Two things.
Uh-huh.
A girlfriend of mine who I used to work with is Kai's godmom. It's her nephew. Kai's her nephew.
Okay.
So she lives back in Saskatchewan, and her and I have been chatting back and forth about Kai playing here and whatever. So she's like, yeah, we come down once a year to see Kai play. And then I said about Braden Bowman, and she's like, oh my God, I love him. He's Kai's roommate. And we always have fun with them and whatever. And then Bonesy posted it on his social media today. He's like, roomie. And I was like, yeah, boy. Yeah. Bonesy's going home for the break. Back to Kitchener to the snow. Yeah.
Have fun with that.
I know.
75 and sunny in Vegas, in case you care.
I know, right? For the record, Canadians are extremely soft. I've said this a million times or whatever, but I was talking to him the other day at practice, and I was late for Bruce's presser. Oops. I'm sitting in Bonesy's locker room talking. All of a sudden, nobody else is in the room. I'm like, I'm going to be late. I better go. Anyway, we both agree it is cold here. He's like, sometimes I go out in the morning in my shorts and I'm like, holy fuck, it's cold. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
You feel validated.
It's yes. It's cold. But today's really nice. But anyway.
You're in short sleeves, very comfortable, 70, sunny, little breeze.
It's pretty nice. But yeah, so that's cool. Kai's coming up.
Should make, I mean, in theory, he's going to center for the fourth line probably tomorrow night. He's a pretty big kid, right? 6'3", 210, something like that.
Yeah.
Bucket a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about him. I'm bluffing my way through the segment.
He's you need to go to more Henderson Silver Knights games. I'm telling you. I love it.
My parole officer doesn't let me go to Henderson.
I love it. It's so fun.
All right. I think we have one more. We have one more significant news. I almost missed it. Barry Trotz. Out of nowhere.
Honestly, I was a little shocked when I saw it. I think it was like early yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Like in the morning, I was like,
early.
Fuck. Okay. I'm like, this can't be real. But as soon as the shock of reading it wore off, I was like, I'm not super surprised. It's different when you go from a coach to be a general manager. It's a lot different. Not everybody can do both. And he's done both. And
for a minute they were successful.
Yeah. I think it's time, like he said, it's time to spend time with his family. I think Urban Meyer went through the same thing. And, his family is like, okay.
Enough already.
Like Barry Trotz, he spends his summers flipping pierogies in Manitoba. Like he's just a chill guy. But yeah, maybe it's just time. I don't know.
I mean, do you think he just woke up one morning and said, this is it? I mean, I saw the press release from the owner. Absolutely nothing adversarial.
Yeah.
No issue whatsoever with me or with the organization. Barry just feels like he's lost a lot of time, and now is the right time to, start, clawing back some of that time that he's missed. And if that's the case, and we have no reason not to believe Barry Trotz and take him 100% at his word, more power to him. The owner was very gracious in how he handled it. Barry Trotz is going to stick around for the transition until they find another guy. But he's a good hockey guy. I mean, he's got a lot of accomplishments, and he's a pretty good quote guy. If he gets a little revved up, he'll give you a couple of good chewy morsels there. And I mean, I wish him the best, right? Because his franchise, they're struggling a little bit. They're better this year than they were last year. And last year they were fucking steamy pile of dog shit. This year they're semi-contending, but they still have those anchors. They've got that Stamkos deal. They've got these Yossi at 9 and Forsberg at a gajillion, and they're going to need to do a little shuffling to get younger to ever compete again. So that's it for the news.
He'll probably come back and start scouting. It's what they always do. Just need a break. Scout a little bit. No pressure.
Come up and hang out with us and have treats.
Yeah.
Right?
We can take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's get a word in from Dr. John Pierce, and then we'll get on to the debacle that is the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll be right back. I'm back with my good friend, Dr. John Pierce, and I want to talk about healing. I had rotator cuff surgery in May. I started a regimen of peptides, things that help enhance and speed up the healing process for recovery. If you don't know what peptides are, you're about to get a short, quick understanding of them and how important it could be for you if you got an upcoming surgery. Let her rip.
So, we use peptides here that are approved coming from U.S. Licensed pharmacies. You gotta be careful because there's a lot of stuff out on the gray market. That's the stuff you can order on the internet, and you don't know exactly what you're getting. However, what do peptides do? Well, peptides do a lot of different things depending on what we're looking to do. Now we're going to talk about a couple peptides that decrease inflammation and upregulate healing. That is unlike taking an anti-inflammatory medication or a corticosteroid, which decrease inflammation and downregulate healing. So that tissue that you just got repaired, or if you just injured, you want it to heal and you don't want to make it more prone to further injury. This is where the peptides come in because they decrease the amount of inflammatory, they're called cytokines produced by the cells, and they upregulate growth hormone receptors in the connective tissue, thus allowing better healing. So we get the best of both worlds. If you've got an injury and you want to get back quicker, peptides can help. If you're suffering from chronic issues like osteoarthritis, peptides actually can help that as well. If you have orthopedic surgery or any type of surgery that's planned and you can prepare before and after surgery, your healing time will be better.
This is really important, folks. We're all getting older. We're not healing the way we used to heal. I know for a fact that the regimen of peptides that I take improved my healing and also shortened the time that it's taken me to get better. Pick up the phone, call Ageless Forever, tell the girls that you found the practice through the Hockey Nights in Vegas podcast. Your first consultation with Dr. Pierce is free. Don't you want to get better faster? It's pretty much it. And we're back. Let's get to the good news first. 25-16. The bad news is they have 14 overtime losses. It's gone up since last time we chatted.
And it will.
It seems like it's going to continue to do that. They are tied for first, ahead in points percentage because they have a game in hand on Edmonton. They're fourth in the West, 12th in the NHL. That's pretty much the only good news I've got for the Golden Knights. 3-5-2 in the last 10. They are the most... What's that mental disease? Schizophrenic team. They go on a losing streak, then they go on a ripper, and now they're back to shit in the bed again. And Bruce doesn't have a lot of flow going on up there, but I bet he's tugging on whatever he's got up there, trying to figure out what the hell he's got.
Well, I feel like every time when we have this conversation every week, every time we turn the corner, somebody else gets hurt. And Bruce has to juggle this and this and that. And I will say the game against Seattle, we were talking about the body contact. That was the most body contact I've seen in an NHL game probably in years, to the point where I was alarmed by it. You know, back in the day, we used to see hits like that all the time. But I was really impressed because in the second period, we're like, we feel like something's going to happen just because there was a lot of good body.
It was cooking.
It was awesome. It was good to see the Golden Knights lay the body. Eichel laid the body on himself.
He did.
Poor guy when he couldn't get over the boards.
He was so pissed.
He was angry.
He was angry before he got to the boards.
Yeah, poor guy. I just felt so bad for him.
And you know he was jumping to stay on side. That's what he was coming out of the zone.
Yeah.
Because the puck was going into the zone. He was trying to prevent the offside, and he just...
I think his stick got caught. Like something he was trying to... He was trying everything.
It was like a pole vaulter video blooper gone wrong. It was
poor guy. It was terrible.
And it was so much worse seeing it on YouTube than seeing it live.
Yes, wasn't it?
Oh,
we knew he was angry coming out of the zone. We're like, he's pissed off anyway. Then when you watch it in slow motion, you're like, come on, get
clunk.
Oh, I know. Poor guy. Oh, yeah. It's that loser point is interesting. And we talked about this last week. Did you see Rick Rowley's?
Oh, he went, but yeah.
He said exactly the same shit I said. He called it a participation trophy.
Yeah.
I texted that motherfucker. I was like, did you steal my shit?
What did he say?
I literally called it the participation trophy. He was laughing and he's like, it is so fucking stupid that you can have two teams. One is complete dog shit and one is a contender and they're both in the same spot in the standings. It doesn't make any sense. Like he didn't name any team specifically. He's just saying in general.
Right.
And he goes, you could win 25 games, lose in overtime 62 times and still make the playoffs and still be that is ridiculous. It's gotta go. But what do I know? I've been saying this for years, but.
So what's ailing the Golden Knights right now? I
mean, I don't know. We talk about this every week.
Well, it's a Golden Knights podcast. We kind of, is there anything new?
No, it's just injury after this, after that. I hope that
it's still not Adin Hill.
Did you say that to get me going? Listen, you fucking people. The next person that I see, you need to be canceled. That game against Dallas, probably the team that has the best slot coverage in the entire National Hockey League, and you're blaming the goaltending? In two press conferences with Bruce, two, after the Dallas game and the next day at practice, Not one person brought up the goaltending or blamed the goaltending, and the goaltenders didn't even come out of Bruce's mouth. Why? Because it's not their fucking fault. Bruce literally said, because I asked Bruce about, I go, there was a couple defensemen that got stuck out of position. They had to take another man instead of taking their own man, and they were fucked. They didn't know what to do. Bruce goes, exactly. He goes, our slot coverage could be better. He's like, we talked about this last night. We're going to talk about it again today. Our slot coverage needs to be better. Do you know what that means, people? For those of you that don't understand what slot coverage needs to be better means, it means it's not the goalie's fault. It means the back checkers, the forwards need to be better defensively. How can you blame the goaltender when he's got guys like fucking any of those Dallas players? Pick 5 of them.
Jake Robertson?
Yeah. That would score on fucking Ken Dryden from the slot, for God's sake. And I just keep seeing people blaming Adin Hill. And I'm like, are we watching the same game? And you know what I realized? We're not. We're not. I'm not watching the same game as the fans here. I'm not. It's a fact. They're watching it through the eyes of, I just became a fan 5-6 years ago. I don't really have a fucking clue anything about the game, but since the goalie's the last line of defense, I'm going to blame him because he let the puck in the net. Guys, it goes, I said this last week, it goes about 3-4 steps back. It's the same problem. If the coach is saying their slot coverage needs to be better, that's the problem. You don't know more than Bruce Cassidy. Sorry, you don't. I certainly fucking don't. But when Bruce is saying to me directly, because I asked the fucking question, our slot coverage needs to be better. Why are we still on about Adin Hill?
Take a drink. You're a little.
Oh,
a little
my God.
You're a little flushed.
Listen,
Want a sip?
There's like stupid things that come out of people's mouths, and I get it. Everybody's entitled, and people are entitled to be upset if the team's not winning. They're paying their money. They're going to the game. That's fine. You're allowed to be upset. But guys, stop bagging on one goaltender who's probably still hurt partially. Like he pulled a groin. Do you guys understand that? But it just blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind.
Done?
I'll never be done. At least listen, you guys, this is another.
Fine. I got a fresh ice water. You can go for a few more minutes. We're doing good.
You guys bag on the Leafs fans. You bag on Leafs fans. First of all, you are not Leafs fans. Leafs fans are hockey-educated fucking fans that haven't won a Stanley Cup since the 60s. They are salty. They are pissed. You guys here are just lucky that you won one early. And now you're going to sit here and criticize. You're going to talk shit about Leafs fans? Motherfucker, you don't know nothing compared to Leafs fans. So if Leafs fans are upset, they're correct. They're right. They have every right to be pissed off. But stay in your own backyard and stop blaming the fucking goaltenders. I'm done.
Oh, okay. I'm going to rejoin the podcast then.
God.
Feel better?
I know you don't disagree.
Oh, no. I'm not going to fight you on any of it because you're right.
It's
I'll fight you for the fun of it sometimes, but I got no leg to stand on with this one. It's
right.
No.
There's times where we like we'll fabricate and get like, I'm like, oh, I'm arguing that, but I'm not really that upset about it. But this,
I got a fun one for you though.
Okay.
I like mystery. You like mystery?
I like Dateline.
Okay. I'm not talking about murder mystery. I'm talking about hockey mystery. William Karlsson is still not on season-ending LTIR.
Yet.
Now. So I think you know exactly where I'm going.
100%.
Right?
Because I know how the old noggin works up there.
So right now the Golden Knights have $2.5 million in Kelly's shopping bag for the trade deadline. For the McCrimmon spree. Right. So we haven't heard anything really about William Karlsson other than he's not going to be ready before the Olympics, which we fucking knew 4 months ago. But if they put him on LTIR, Kelly's shopping bag goes from $2.5 to $8.3 million. Remember last week when I rolled back and when I was talking about Rasmus Anderson and Kelly rolling back and rubbing his belly like, I'll take that guy. Can you imagine Kelly rolling back and rubbing his belly with $8.3 million in his wallet to shop?
He's already got something in the works if that's the case.
Has to.
Right. So basically what we're trying to say here, if you're still listening, I'm shocked because I was so rude.
Very rude.
Here we
very, very rude.
Kelly's already got something up his sleeve depending on the Carlson thing. Now, my guess is they are waiting until after the Olympics till they can get a deal in place for someone before they put Carlson on LTIR.
There's something mechanical going on in there.
Yeah.
I don't understand a lot of the cap logic, but I know that that while he is not on LTIR, they're actually accruing, cap space because he's actually his money is counting against the cap.
Correct. Yes.
So I could see it literally dragging on until he, like you said, until he has something to pull the trigger on. He's but Will's done. Enter 2C.
100%.
Or enter, right shoot 1D or something like that. He's up to something, right? He has to be.
He is, but also, too, there's not a lot of guys out there, right? Like, I'm not sure what would be available for, let's say, $8.5 million to fit in that would be a loaner type of thing. Like, I don't know.
Well,
you never know. I never saw Brad Marchand going to Florida either.
Well, $8.5 million, for conversation's sake, also is a very significant number to the Vegas Golden Knights. You know why? It's Alex Petrangelo's salary next year.
Oh, yeah. What would this podcast be if we didn't talk about Alex Petrangelo at least once?
Well, but let's talk about the $8.5 million that could go on LTIR next year if he decides that he wants to stay home with the family and the 5 kids. Got 8.3 now, gets the complimentary 8.5 going into next season. Now he doesn't have to have a rental. He can have a guy with 1 year.
Yeah. Well,
a little bit of term.
If I'm Kelly, which I think this is how he operates, is we're playing for this year.
Yes.
Right. So
100%.
But I just don't know who would be. Again, it'll be blindsided. It'll be somebody like a Scheifele.
The beautiful thing about that is that's exactly how they acquired Tomas Hertl. Yeah. Literally 7 seconds. The trade call went in 7 seconds before the trade deadline, and it got announced. And I love watching the Canadian coverage on trade deadline day.
It's fucking unbelievable.
Because there's 50,000 of them, and
for 3 days, for locked and loaded.
Yeah, it's like here's your coffee, here's your urinal. You're not going anywhere until the trade deadline's over.
True though,
right?
That's why you wanted to know how to get TSN.
I mean, but I think there's something there.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the deal is, because
plus we don't know who's going to be healthy coming out of the Olympics. There's a ton of unknowns right now, right? What's not unknown is the Golden Knights have 2 games left before the break. They play Sarina's third favorite team, Vancouver, tomorrow night. So she loves them, so she's probably going to skip the game and come to the Kings game the next night. So my goal is to get them to win tomorrow, and I'm going to just try and stay awake through the Kings game because it's the most boring.
Plus, it's the last game before the break. It's such a weird time, but 2 games in 2 nights is also pretty tough as well.
2 and 2, both home, thankfully, but every point matters now. Their cushion, their fluff, their soft landing to get somewhere, that's all gone now. Mm-hmm. That 14 number we talked about a few minutes ago, that's looming, right? They don't have a 10-point margin of error to play with right now. They could if they go into a prolonged slump, they could find themselves out of the playoffs in 10 days. Because in that 10 days, they might play 5 games or maybe 6.
Yeah, the way the league is now.
The way the league, when they come back 26 or 27 of February, I think. And it's a sprint, right? They still got 28 games left. And this is important, even though it doesn't seem like it's important. They need to go into the break feeling good about themselves because they don't feel good about themselves now, or they better not feel good about themselves now, right?
I think there's just a lot of confusion
everywhere.
Yeah,
up and down the lineup, in the room, behind the bench.
Not because anyone's at fault. It's just changing all the time. Nobody knows what to do.
No, I mean, Bruce probably needs pictures of the kids from Henderson because he needs to see who's going to show up in the fucking.
He
reaches over to Wardo and he goes, "Hey, which one's that?"
Yeah, literally.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't. This Kai kid, I had heard his name before, but I didn't know he was next up after Tanner Lazinski.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. That's kind of the way it's filtering down. Lazinski's pretty good.
He's been
decent.
Yeah.
But Caillou, I really like Caillou Chaz. Yeah.
Because of his roommate.
Yeah. Going over it later. No. Jesus, honestly.
God. First edit in the history. Sarina is not going to Bones' house.
No, God.
No, please. No, stop. Hey, you wanted to play a game. Let's play a game.
Yes, we have a rapid fire game.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, basically, I'm just going to give you different words. And the first player, the best player that you feel under that category that comes to mind, you're going to list it. And we're not going to sit and discuss it. It's going to be kind of a rapid fire, sort of, right? Okay. First player that comes to mind, the best player that you feel in this category. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 12, 15 questions. The last 4 are going to be the countries. So I'm going to list the countries. You name the best player for that country. Just 4 countries. First category, speed.
McDavid.
Goal scorer.
Pure goal scorer?
Yeah, just the best goal scorer in the league.
McKinnon.
Big game player.
Sid.
Yeah. So far, we're on the same, which is weird. Potential.
Oh, Celebrini.
Yeah. But I mean, basically everybody was like, well, Celebrini, but he's kind of already there, but we're still going to say Celebrini.
Then the kid on the island.
Yeah, it's Schaefer.
Schaefer, the defenseman.
Underrated. And I mean, obviously take your time, think about these. It doesn't have to be like, who's the most underrated player in the league? That's a tough one.
Alex DeBrincat in Detroit.
Okay. Overrated. That's also a tough one.
What's his face in Edmonton? Bouchard.
Who has the best vision?
On the ice?
Yeah.
Mitch.
Skills. Overall skills. I mean.
Overall skills. That's probably McDavid.
Who's the GOAT? Greatest of all time.
Right this second?
No. The greatest of all time. The GOAT. There's only one answer, but anyway.
Gordie Howe.
Fuck. Countries. 4 countries.
Okay.
Germany.
Currently playing.
Yeah.
Mo Seider, Detroit. Or Stutzla.
Dreisaitl's better.
Oh, I forgot. He's German. He's German.
He's a fucking...
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Is he German?
Yeah.
Yeah. Draisaitl.
Switzerland. I'm only naming 4 because I couldn't really think of too many other countries that are at the Olympics.
Miko Zibanejad of the Rangers.
Ooh. See, I like Nina Ryder. Canada.
Sid.
And the U.S.
The best American born. Currently playing.
Yeah. Because it's kind of Olympic stuff. And then we can discuss these because it's fun. This is it's a tough question because it depends, right? How you want to look at it.
The best American in the league right now?
Yeah, like going to the Olympic. Or yeah.
I think the best American in the league right now is not going to the Olympics. I think it's your boy Jakey Robertson.
Jason. It's a joke from last week. So it would
be easier if I could look at their lineups.
Yeah, it's hard
how they're going to go.
But I do like that you said Robertson for that. That's interesting. I feel like there's a couple things that I feel are super. First of all, McDavid's speed 100%. Like there's never been anybody faster. And McKinnon, I mean, for God's sake, the guy is just goal scorer, like big game player, Sid, fucking 100%. He's still a big game player.
And it's hard for me to say that.
I know, but we're trying to be
trying to be honest about it.
I
mean, if it came down to one game for all the money in the world, or one
Sid.
shift for all the money in the
Sid.
world, I would want Sid on the
Sid
ice,
or-
even at 38.
Yeah, no, fucking 100%. And, you know, like the underrated, overrated thing, there's a lot of guys, you know, that it just depends on how you view that. Vision, it was so funny because when you said Mitch, I was actually thinking Mitch too. And I don't think a lot of people give Mitch enough credit.
That goes back to we watch the game different than everybody else.
Well,
because
but also,
we see how he's not the fastest guy by any stretch of the imagination, but he's like a shark. Just sort of circles and he's looping around and he's watching everything else like that. And right? The phrase that they use to talk about people like him is the game slows down for him, right? Jack's the same sort of way. The game slows down. It allows their processor, their brain, their hockey IQ to go at such a pace that they see things the way the overwhelming majority of NHL players don't.
yeah.
And Mitch, I admit that I had watched him in Toronto some, you know, especially during the playoffs, but now that I've seen him for 50 games, he's incredible. He's not a dominant star. He's not first of mind. He's not showstopper. He's not McKinnon or McDavid or anything else like that. But the whole of what he does every shift on the ice, to me, is incredibly impressive.
There's a huge difference too when you get to watch people live. That's
Sure.
a big difference when you get to see the whole ice.
Right.
You know, it's impossible to see it. And I was thinking about this question specifically because there's a lot of guys that have pretty good vision, you know, and you look at a guy like McDavid, he does have good vision, but I think he's always such a step ahead of everybody else that's why he has the vision.
Yeah, because they're always behind him.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's crazy. You know, for Germany, obviously, I would say Draisaitl, Switzerland.
I just forgot about him.
But Mo Seider, not to take anything away from that fucker, because he's pretty good too. You know, it's wild. Like, I look at the U.S. and, you know, you look at Canada, you're like, well, you could say if you're a McDavid fan, Sid, McKinnon, all these guys, right? But the U.S., it's a little different. It's a different style of player. But, and this is probably going to make you fall off of your chair when I say this. Brace yourself,
okay.
Seatbelt. Pound for pound, talent-wise, Jack Eichel's the most talented player in the U.S. right now. I think he is. He's got the shot.
I think that's if he applies himself.
Well, you don't have to tell me that because you've heard me.
Yeah, but no, I agree with that.
You know, would he be the first guy I would have on my team? I don't know. I think it would be pretty tough because I think from what I've watched Brady Tkachuk do in Ottawa, like, the guy really plays for his team. Brady Tkachuk, like, he's the guy that, like, Ottawa doesn't even want to let him go, like the fans, and he's an American, right? Like, he's a big player for them. But each guy has their own strengths. And I think if Austin Matthews played to his potential, Austin Matthews is a really good hockey player, but he just doesn't get anything done. I think that's what frustrates people. And so I think that, you know, Eichel he's got the shot. I mean, not too many people have a better shot than Austin Matthews, maybe other than Connor Bedard, but Eichel can shoot. Eichel can pass. Eichel can skate. Eichel can do all those things if he applies himself. And he can take a hit. He doesn't normally get hit because he's smart.
Right.
But the fucker can take a hit. But then you look at a guy like a Cole Caulfield. Like, he's had 12 goals since they did not put him on the Olympic team. He's got way more goals than a lot of guys. And again, the argument is, what kind of a team was the U.S. trying to build here?
Right.
And it was, you know, the scrappy situation or whatever. But I always find these conversations to be so interesting because it really makes you think on the spot about guys like the vision. I love the vision question. I love the overall skills question. I love the big game player.
Yeah. If I would have had the rosters in front of me, I probably would have said Jack, but Jason Robertson is just going.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, and so is Cole Caulfield. Just absolutely fucking going.
And for the record, I think Eichel's a better player than Caulfield overall.
For sure.
But look, I don't want to discredit Caulfield. listen, playing in Montreal, Eichel's never had to play in a place that had any pressure. Like he hasn't. He's been able to kind of, I don't want to say loaf through like that, but he's been able to kind of, play in places that haven't. But Caulfield to play in Montreal as a non-French Canadian, let alone Canadian?
Right, non-French speaker.
Good grief. Like it was, I remember when Montreal made Saku Koivu their captain, I was like, really? That went over like a lead balloon. And then all of a sudden it started.
Wasn't Chelios a captain there too?
But Koivu's a Finn.
Right.
Like, no, I don't think Chelios was ever the captain because I think Guy Carbonneau was the captain at that time. I don't think Chelios ever wore the C. Hey, Siri.
Hey, Bjorn.
Did Chris Chelios ever wear the captaincy for Montreal? Yeah, it doesn't say. I'll have to look. I don't think he did wear the C in Montreal. I don't think he did. He's an American in Montreal. I don't think he did. I think it was Guy Carbonneau while he was there, and before that would have been...
Was Chris Chelios ever the captain of the Montreal Canadiens? Yes. Co-captain during the 89-90 season, sharing the duty with Guy Carbonneau.
Okay.
First non-Canadian player to captain the team holding the position before he was traded to Chicago.
Yeah, so like 1 year.
Fuck you, Siri. My Samsung girl knows shit.
But it's like, that's such a like...
It's a lot.
I don't think he wore the C, though. I think only one player can. And it was... But I mean, Chris Chelios, like, in my opinion, the greatest American-born player of all time is Chris Chelios. Here's why. He was an all-around defenseman that played for a long time. He didn't start playing till later in life. And Chris Chelios, oof, man, that guy.
You're just saying that because you went to the VIP party he was hosting.
Yeah. Well, it was like a box that he was in. But for real, though, like Chris Chelios, like, he's unbelievable.
It's well in bounds.
Yeah. But that's all. I think that's it for the rapid fire. That's a good one, though.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I embarrassed myself.
Well, what's funny is we agreed on a lot. I was like, what? We actually agreed on the first
3 or 4.
3, 4. Yeah, most of them. Like big game player, even Sid last night or whatever last game Pittsburgh played. You can never count that guy out. And man, he's telling you guys, Canadians start to smell blood when they get to wear their jersey soon. I'm telling you, it's Sid's sniffing it, and Connor McDavid. I don't know if you follow the Players Tribune on Instagram. Dude, had a rough, teary day yesterday. So when Mike Bossy died back in 2017, the Players Tribune published a letter that Mike Bossy wrote, and it's called A Letter to My Younger Self.
I'm familiar with that, actually.
I read it yesterday. I keep it open in one of the things on my phone all the time because I read it every once in a while. And it's sobering and it's whatever. And it's so Canadian, right? And he literally signs it off with, I love you, Brian Trottier. That's the last line of it's really tough. It's really tough to read. And I read it again yesterday. And about an hour later, I'm not even kidding, the Players Tribune posted one that Connor McDavid wrote. And it is really tough. But he just talks about, like, growing up as a kid with his brother and listening to Hockey Night in Canada, and his dad always sat on the floor, and he described the way he describes everything, and he's like, and we went to the Four Nations. He goes, I hadn't won anything in 8 years. 8 years I hadn't won anything. And he's like, all I want to do is be in Edmonton and play hockey. That's all I care about. And it's really, really good. But I like when they get the players to share that vulnerability.
Right.
It's unbelievable. I wish they could get every player to do it.
What do you say about Skinner?
No, not. He talked more about like himself. And I don't know if you guys know, but like McDavid got married after the first loss that summer. So like a year and a half ago or whatever. And he talks about going on their like bachelor trip. And he goes, it was terrible. He goes, we ended up leaving after 2 days. He's like, just nobody wanted to be there. It was, that's how much it affected everybody. And so it's just interesting to see the players. And I just like the Mike Bossy one is really tough. I'll have to share it with you. It's really good. But shit like that is so cool because it makes us realize they're people, right? These people bag on Adin Hill and they bag on whatever. And it's like when you look these players dead in the eye after practice and they start talking about their families and they start talking about their lives and you're just like, you can touch, smell, feel. It puts it on a different level.
They start talking about their roommate getting called out.
I know about going home. I was like, I said to Bonesy, I go, shit, dude. I'm blaming Ashley for that because I asked her, I was like, is Bruce coming out yet? She goes, I don't know. Garrett went to check. So I sat down with Bowman. We're just sitting there chatting. All of a sudden I look around and there's nobody left except for Thomas Hurdle and somebody else. And I go, oh God, I better go. I go, the last thing I need is a pee-pee slap from Bruce. He's like, yeah, you might not want to be on the other end of that.
Well, were you wearing your Team Canada jacket?
I was. Strolled in. I went and sat in the thing and I was waiting. I was like, I felt kind of bad. I was like, ooh, because I don't want to I don't think Bruce cares, but I was like, so then I asked him a question. He goes, I like your jacket, by the way. I was like, yeah, boy. And I'll be wearing that for a couple weeks on this. That's for sure.
Hey, we're giving away some tickets. That's the cue that this episode is basically
we're done.
Almost over.
I mean, it's long past it.
I think we're way past the mark. What?
55.
Plus the 3 minutes of shitbirding between the commercial. So we're going to give away a couple of tickets. I am officially announcing that Mexican food is on the table.
Oh, with the peelers and the hockey and stuff. Yeah.
Did you see
the clip you sent me? Yes.
Did you see the full short? I figured out how to edit the shorts now.
Oh boy. No, I did not.
Oh, it's fucking radio gold. It's priceless. Anyway, 2 tickets to a future Vegas Golden Knights game. Pregame meal at the Eldorado Cantina that, yes, is attached to the world's largest strip club, Sapphire, but the doors do not connect. You actually have to go out with intent and make a U-turn to get into the strip club. But I don't know how I know that. I must have read it online somewhere.
That's why Eddie took me and Tiffany to, I'm just saying there's a strip. Tiffany was like, they would never hire me. She's like, I'd have to be one of the day workers. Oh my God.
This is completely off the rails. 2 tickets. Mexican food. How do you get that? It's transactional. You have to like this episode. You have to comment tickets. And we're keeping a list of all the people. You can enter every episode. The more you like, the more times you comment tickets, the more entries you get into the hat. We're going to do one more episode before we make the drawing. We'll do the drawing just before they come back, I think, from the Olympic break.
And yes, someone asked, we are doing the podcast during the Olympic break.
Oh, good. I guess that means I don't have to ask you if we're going to do the podcast during the Olympic break.
I think we're doing the podcast during the Olympic break.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the podcast during the Olympic break.
Someone asked.
Goddamn news. We're making news at the end.
We're going to.
It was on my list of questions to ask you, but I spaced it out. Subscribe. We love the interaction. Chirp at us because this episode gave you a lot to chirp at.
Yeah,
so
I was a dick.
So fire away. Thanks to Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever, www.agelessforever.net, my friend of over 30 years. I guess the Olympic break starts after Thursday's game, so we'll be back next week because I just found out we're doing the podcast during the Olympics. See you next week.